What's going on? What's going on, y'all? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's going on? Let's see what's happening. What's up, y'all? How y'all feel? How y'all feel, man? How y'all feel, man? What's going on? Taylor Bell, salute. Cletus, salute. DB, salute. Salute, man. Well, tonight, man, we're gonna talk about boxing movies. A few movies. Which is the best boxing movie in your opinion? Which is the best boxing movie in your opinion? I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna have to go with I probably gotta go with either Ali. I like Only in America. Heads of Stones was a good one. Hurricanes another good one. I like Creed. Of course the Rocky series. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anybody in the chat, man? Welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? I I think the best franchise is the Rocky slash Creed series. I think um I think the best overall movie though, I think I'm gonna go Ali, man. Ali was a great movie. If we're just talking about movies, period. If you want to talk about just movies, not um not biographies, not biographies. I like the Great White Hype. I mean, I'm saying the Great White Hype. I like, man. I think I'm gonna go Rocky, man. Rocky might be the best. Might be the best one. Might be the best boxing movie of all time. Um, yeah. Anybody in the chat, man? Let me know. Dave the real, Dave the real Thomas. Salute, my brother. How you feel? How you feel? Tell me what the best boxing movie is in your opinion. You can put that in the chat. Best boxing movies. JB, salute my boy. How you feel? How you feel, man? In your opinion, what is the best boxing movie? In your opinion, what is the best boxing movie? Um, yeah, man, it's a lot of great boxing. It's a lot of great boxing movies, and I think if you say biopics, if you want to split them down, we could do that too. But man, my favorite is probably Ali. Man, my favorite biopic might be Ali or Only in America. Rob Brown, salute my brother, salute brother. Undisputed was hella good too though. You know what I'm saying? That was a hell of a movie as well. Um, well, yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think. What is the best boxing movie? Y'all let me know what the best boxing movie is. If y'all want to join the panel, of course, the link is in the chat. My boy Red, salute my brother. DB, salute, man. What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think was the best boxing movie. And if y'all wanna jump in, jump in. Hustle Slim, salute my brother. He says Southpaw. That was a good one. That was a good one. I can't lie. Um, that was a good one. That was a good one. Would you say it was better than Ali? PGH Big Dog, what's happening, baby? How you feel? How you feel? So y'all got Southpaw being the best boxing movie, huh? SF City Slicker Suits. So my brother, how you feel? He says he got Dogstown. Okay. Southpaw was hard. DB, if y'all want to be men, man, be men. So we can talk about it, man. How do y'all feel about Creed? How do y'all feel about Creed? Y'all let me know what y'all think about Creed. You don't care. You didn't care about Ali? Oh my God. Come on, man. JB, what's up with the big dog? How you feeling, man?
Good, my guy Kyle. Boxing Senses going on.
Had man. Hey, so tonight, we talking about the best boxing movies of all time, and then eventually I'm gonna try to do like a little bracket. You know what I'm saying? Then we just go movie. Um. So what would you think? What you think is the best boxing movie of all time?
That's boxing movie. It's tough right here. Honestly, I'm gonna be like everybody else. Rocky, hands down. Had like what? They had like 4 parts of it. It was like 4 parts, right?
Plus a
Yeah.
spinoff.
Yeah. Plus a spinoff with the Tarver was in that spinoff, I think. Yeah, Rocky, hands down. They got some other great movies out there, like Southpaw. Somebody mentioned that in the chat.
Yeah.
What else? Ali. Ruben Hurricane Carter. That was a pretty good movie. What else we got out there? Honestly, I like Creed though. That's Creed.
I
That's
messed
that.
with.
You said what?
I said I messed with Creed.
Yeah, Creed was hard, and it was in Philly, so you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
they all was, but Creed though
Yeah.
had that bike life showing. It was in the streets of Philadelphia. It's showing him. That was an outstanding movie.
Young billionaire. He says, yeah, Hurricane counts. Hurricane counts. Yeah. Red said he ain't seen shit. He said all he seen was Rocky. God damn. So what would you? So if you put Rocky against, what would you put Rocky against?
Uh, shit, Creed. It can't be the spinoff, or it got to be a whole different movie.
No, I'm saying, but like Creed, I mean, it's a whole different situation. So
Yeah, but it is kind of like a spinoff because that was what's Brent's name? Shit, I can't even think of his name right now. The nigga that Rocky, I can't even think of his name right now.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah, Apollo Creed. That was his son. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you can put the spinoff. You could put the spinoff, but I mean, I wouldn't. But
shit.
you could put the spinoff against each other though. I think you could do that though.
I'm gonna say damn, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna say shit. I can't even think of no boxing movies right now. Well, I can't think of no boxing
I
movies.
mean, this is a couple on my list. These is like some of my favorite ones. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man.
That,
These these are my favorite.
oh, the ones on the screen right here.
One on the screens is my favorite one.
Okay.
I put Rocky Balboa just to cover all the Rockies. Um, but Hands of Stone hella good. Ali was good, man. The Great White Hype was hella good, bro. I really John King movie was hella good, bro. Like, oh, glad for this. The Vinny Paz story. Hell,
Oh yeah,
that was a good one too, though. That was a good
yeah.
one too. Hell yeah, that was yeah.
You
That's some
know,
hell.
you
Yeah,
know, you know which one I was thinking about? Shit, Raging Bull too.
Raging Bull was a good one.
Yeah,
Right?
with Jake LaMotta's story. That's
Yeah.
probably, matter of fact, I put that up there. That's probably one of my favorite.
Now they say they supposed to come out with a Jack Johnson biopic. I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going. How they going to do that? I think that might be the one.
Oh, that'll be hard. I definitely want to see uh how what he went through during that era. So that's a good uh as far as biopic to have it on the boxer. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
man.
I want to see. I think they should do one on. No, they don't got no Ray Robinson movie, do they?
Nah, not that I know of.
Yeah, that's another boxer that need to do one on.
I still haven't seen Tyson's movie, man. I gotta see Tyson's movie for real, for real.
He got a movie. His movie came out, right? He got one already, don't
Yes, I'm saying I want to see the actual movie though.
he? I ain't never seen it neither. I want to see it too. I'm gonna see who. I don't know where they got it at, but I'm gonna try to find that and see if I can see that.
Right, Penitentiary was a hood classic. I gotta see that joint too.
I ain't never seen that.
Somebody said Split Decision. I'm trying to figure out, man. Y'all tell me in the chat, man. The Bill Cosby and Cindy Poitier movie with JJ from Good Times, was that considered a boxing movie? Cause I mean, it kind of like was about like a nigga that was fighting. You know what I'm saying? It kind of had the boxer type of shit going on, but I don't know if I could say it was straight boxing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. Like I ain't gonna lie, I can't really think of that many boxing movies. Like, it's a lot out there, but it's hard to say. Cause like boxing movies, they don't really make boxing movies like that compared to. I know they got a shit ton of football, basketball movies.
And they don't make the right boxing movies because they always
Yeah,
like white dude white people got the best boxing movies though. Like a lot of people bring up Southpaw and stuff like that. So that's kind of like a theme. DP, what's up, man? Salute to you, my brother.
What's up, family? What's going down? What up? What up, JB?
what's
What's going
good,
on?
DB?
Man, feels good, man. Look, I think for me, I like Creed, and I like Creed for different reasons. So Creed was a play off of Rocky, which was obviously one of the great first box movies of maybe 2 or 3 generations ago, and it has a nostalgic feeling to it. You know what I mean? There was always this antagonist and protagonist, and you kind of knew how it was going to play out, but it was so dramatic, like over the top dramatics, you know, Adrian. But we loved it, like we grew up to that. And then to have a reboot and to have it melanated with Ryan Coogler directing it and having Michael B. Jordan do a great job and also injecting a few current boxers in there too. I can't even remember. I don't know if it was Billy Joe or it was somebody. I can't remember exactly who it was, but injecting some of the current boxers into the fold of things, and also not having that predictable ending of the protagonist always coming out, on top. So you couldn't tell how the ending was gonna play, you know. And like you said, like JB said, having it move around and having parts of it in Philly. I mean, yeah, it was just it was good, man. I liked it, and they didn't have the black father being some outrageous deadbeat where the son hated his father's guts. I mean, he was trying to avenge his father's loss and death. Like, it was a good storyline, man, and I liked it. I liked the camera angles and all of that, So yeah, I can't just say one of those movies. I say it's that Rocky series. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Now, do you put the Creed series with the Rocky, or do you?
Yeah, that because that's all still Sylvester Stallone. You know, he wrote all of those movies and put them all together. But he did what he usually does. He's smart. He always put the right people in play, and he put Ryan Coogler at the head of that to help co-write and direct that movie, and that was a great choice. And he put who he has a good connection with and knows how to manage in terms of like his acting, which is Michael B. Jordan. And it was right before superstardom, and I think that helped to propel him to the next level. But he did a great job of acting in it. He wasn't overacting, and he did a good job.
Okay, now would you say number 1 or number 2? Which one was better?
3 was my favorite.
No, I'm talking about the Creed series.
Oh, damn. Man, I don't know. Those are about equal, man. I'm gonna do like some weak judges do. I'm gonna call it a draw.
Okay,
Call it a draw.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that because I like that second one was hella good, bro. That second one had a great story. It was written so good, man, and I can't even lie. We're gonna switch gears real fast, and then we're gonna switch back. I just recently seen Coming to America Part 2. Now that we're talking about movies, right? I didn't think it was as bad as people say it was. I enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I had to watch it twice just so I can free my mind of the first movie. You know what I'm saying? You had to free your mind going there with a different mindset and watch it. But once I did that though, I started to enjoy it. To be honest with y'all, man, I thought it was hella funny. I thought they had some great jokes. I thought when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know. Then I had a conversation with some people, and then I looked at it differently. You know what I'm saying? What was your thoughts on it, JB? If you've seen it yet, DB, if you saw it yet, what are y'all thoughts on that? And anybody in the chat, let me know what y'all thought about it.
I ain't even seen the movie. I ain't seen it yet, but I'm gonna check it out sometime this week. I ain't seen it yet.
Okay, DB, what you got on it?
I didn't see the movie yet. I did have a shorty come by and right before the movie was supposed to kick off. Yeah, we kicked it off, so I didn't get a chance to see it yet. But my expectations were not really high because I know comparing something to a sequel to a classic movie is just unfair, you know. So I expect the movie to have some funny parts. I expect it to be a little, a bit cheesy. I expect it to be a little more family oriented, and so that's my expectation going in. I heard some mixed reviews. I don't know. I would say probably 50-50. So I'm just going to enjoy the movie for what it's worth, man. Enjoy a bunch of our people, a bunch of legends and OG veterans getting a shot to get another check and working. So I'm going to just sit back and enjoy it without any criticisms unless the movie's just terrible.
And I tell you what, the nostalgia factor in the movie made it better for me, made it great, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what did it for me, man. The nostalgia kind of like made me still like, okay, this is what's up. Now, I will say this, though. They should have left it alone as far as being rated R. I think it'd have been a better movie rated R. You know what I'm saying? I think it'd have been funnier rated R, though, in my opinion. I think it'd have been a lot funnier. But I also think with Eddie Murphy, he's gotten funnier. Like, not saying he's funnier, but like the movies are funnier. Like when you take Friday, the first Friday was funny, right? But it was dramatic funny. And then Friday After Next was just hella funny. You get what I'm saying, DB?
Yeah, I think maybe he's just become more refined with his with his artistry, with his writing and directing and stuff like that. Obviously he's more seasoned, been doing it for, several decades. But again, I haven't seen it, so I can't say if he's necessarily funnier in this one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man, just to kind of just chill out and watch the movie, just enjoy our people.
So you know how, the first Friday, right? You know how the first
Yeah.
Friday serious tone to it.
Right.
And then you watch Friday After Next, and it had like a real comedy tone to it.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what you're getting at.
Like the way the movie was kind of written and made. You know, it was the last Friday was like extra funny, and then but like the first one was hella funny, but it was serious. Like, you know how like parts that wasn't even supposed to be funny were hella funny, but it was like had more drama to it.
Yeah, I think all of those were funny. I mean, but again, it's for me. I think I learned my lesson as a teen, man, not to compare anything to a classic. Friday One was a classic. Coming to America, the original. Those movies are like in top 10, top 20, and I'm not even saying hood classics. I mean, those are just in terms of comedy, those are like in just the top list of comedies. Period. So I don't really have any high expectations for the sequel or trilogy or the fourth and fifth movies made. I just don't have a high expectation for them because I already saw how that worked out with with movies in the past. Like as a kid, you know what I mean? It's like imagine E.T. I don't know, is there E.T. 2? But if it is, I mean, imagine if that came out, it would probably be goofy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Salute to you, my brother. Yeah, man. It's just a tone. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but it's the tone of the movie. That's the only thing that's like that was different for me. But I enjoyed it though, man. Y'all gonna, you know what I mean? It's gonna take you back to when you first saw Coming to America #1. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get the same jitters, that same vibe, that same feel. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to feel it. So yeah, I wasn't mad about that movie at all. Switching back, have y'all both seen Only in America with Vin Rames playing Don King?
Nah,
I
I
have
ain't
not.
never seen that movie.
No.
Man, see, that's the movie y'all gotta see. That we gotta do some homework, man. You know what I'm saying? On the channel, man. That movie right there was hella good, bro. It was like the story of Don King, but yeah, hella good movie, man. That movie was hella good, man. So if y'all, the next time, man, we all link up, man. That's the movie we all have had to seen. By the next time we kick it, and the next time we kick it is tomorrow. So niggas, let's try to jump on it. What do y'all rank Ali in boxing movies all the time? JB, you could kick it off, and then DB.
Honestly, Ali, I mean, it was a good movie. I don't really got in the top 5, top 10, but I don't know about top 5 boxing movies. I feel like it was other movies that was biopics that was better, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen that movie, man. I don't really know how to. I would have to go back and watch it again. Ali is obviously the greatest, and Will Smith is a phenomenal actor. So it's got all the makings to be a phenomenal film, but I don't remember it enough to make a call. Like I don't think it was something that heavily impacted me where I'm like, okay, this has got to be like in the top 2 or top 5. I remember it being a good movie, but again, I would have to go back and watch it. Also, too, with you know, talking to his daughter, talking to his wife, knowing his family, knowing some of the more intricate details of his life. I could probably go back now with the more, with the more mature palette, and also with knowing some of the details, and I can, kind of relate to some of the story a little bit better. So I would have to go back and watch it again. So initially, I mean, I don't have it in like at the top of any list, but I don't know. I'd say top 20. That'd be a safe call.
Shit, man, I got it further down than that, man. God damn it, dude. Just Jamie Foxx and Will Smith's chemistry in that movie was special, bro. That man, y'all gotta go back and watch it, man. The way Ali, when they show how Ali was getting robbed and all that stuff, man. Dog, that shit was good, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, that was a hell of a movie, man. Man. Yeah, Hurricane, man. Where do you have that movie ranked in the top 10?
That's top five. That's like top three. Yeah. That could arguably be the top one. Great story. The acting was great. And it wasn't a lot of what we call grunt work. It wasn't a lot of grunt work. So they didn't use action, a lot of action that didn't make sense just to make the movie. So it's tough not to, when you got a good storyline, when there's something that's real, and you got the GOAT Denzel behind it, man, that's the makings for a good film. But yeah, that's definitely in the top three.
Okay, so One Night in Miami, could we consider that a boxing movie, or what?
I wouldn't consider it a boxing movie because it would have to be about Muhammad Ali and with the underlying of boxing. So yeah, I wouldn't put that as a boxing movie.
Okay. Now, so how do y'all feel about Undisputed with Ben Reigns and Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, that was the shit.
Uh,
Yeah, I like that shit. I like that. It was entertaining. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was good. But again, man, all these, like Reggie said he didn't see none of these movies. I think I've seen probably all of these movies, but shit, it's been a decade since I've seen. I think the last two that I probably saw was Southpaw and the Creed movies. But all those other ones, man, I'm far removed from seeing those movies.
Man, we're gonna have to do we're gonna have to do a barbershop conversations movie watch or something like how he be doing. Cause I mean these are we've been blessed with some great movies, man, that we all should see. Because I think the movies that I had on screen, we put them back on screen so y'all can kind of see what we're doing out here. Just the first two movies with Vin Rames playing Don King and then Denzel Washington playing Hurricane, those two movies alone have to be seen by everybody. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, those two movies with those two actors, I mean, you gotta see them. Gladiator was a good one. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Matter of fact, the only one on the screen that I didn't see was Hands of Stone. I think I've seen every other one except for that.
Hey, DB, that's first on the list. Then listen, every movie I listen to, I am a movie connoisseur, man. I don't really pick bad movies. You know what I'm saying? Even if I find a B movie, like a movie that went straight to the crib on a DVD, I'm good at picking them too. Yeah, but Hands of Stones was hella good, bro. Hands of Stones was hella good. They need to do a spinoff, man, and just take Sugar Ray Leonard's story, have Usher play him, and do it all over again, bro. I think that'd be hella dope before Usher get too damn old, man. And you know what I'm saying? I think that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. That'd be a hell of a one. Okay, so since we talking Rocky, what is your favorite Rockies?
I'm gonna say the first and the third. But I like the one with we had the shit with Tommy Morrison was in the movie. He made a little cameo and shit. He was training them. Yeah, I like that Rocky. That was a good Rocky.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones too. What about you, DB?
Oh man, 3 is my favorite, and then it would have to be between 1 and 4. Ivan Drago was in 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has between 1 and 4. Yeah, but 3 was my favorite, man. I mean, when you grow up, a little kid, see Mr. T and shit, you know what I'm saying? and the A Team, and you got B.A. Baracus and shit. You know what I mean? And I don't know where. I think he's from Chicago or wherever Mr. T from, but he been an L.A. dude for a long time, and he do a lot of community work, a lot of charity stuff. You know what I mean? He always around, and met him several times, and he was a hella cool dude. You know what I'm saying? But he is intense. You know what I'm saying? And so like seeing him as a little kid and then seeing the dude in the movies, yeah, that shit was dope.
Yeah, right now I'm trying to get me a Cover Lane cutout, man. I'm trying to have that in the cave. That's one of my favorite ones, bro. You know what I'm saying? That right there is one of my favorite Rockies. I like the Drago, man. You gotta go with number one, damn near, just because it kind of put everything together. You know what I'm saying? It kind of brought everything together. But I think the Rocky, the only one that they fucked up on was the one with when they was fighting outside in the street. That's the one they fucked up on. All the other ones were great. But that was about the only one that they fucked up on was the one that was outside. Because they bring it back. When they bring it back with Tarver, that was a good one. Yeah, man. So that's for me. Those were my ones. I think that training, man, when he was like, there is no tomorrow. Like when I used to hoop, I used to like listen to that just to get ready for basketball games. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why I picked Cover Lane to that particular Rocky, because of that training scene. To be honest with you, when I used to hoop, I used to play that before the game, so I get, you know what I'm saying, to get into that mode.
Yes, it did. Yeah. I think the chat's agreeing with me right here. Taylor Bell, though, he said, what about the $1 Million Baby with Hilary Swank and Clint Eastwood? Story of a woman boxer back in the day. Yeah, that was good too, man. I like that. I remember seeing that. And then in terms of Rocky, Hustler Slam, he said 3 and 4. Big Tank, he said, a huge fan of the Rocky franchise too. PJH Big Dog said, Mr. T made Rocky 3. Yeah, that was my favorite. Yeah, Hustler Slam said, hey, woman. Yeah, that was classic.
Yeah, man. You see, because number one, man, when he yelled for Adrian, like, bruh, shit, man. God.
What did he say?
Adrian, when he was yelling for his wife.
Well, what did he say? I'm sorry.
When he was like, Adrian, you know what I'm saying, after the fight.
Well, who did you say?
Talking about Rocky.
Yeah, what did he say?
When he was yelling at his wife named Adrian. Ain't that her name? That was it, ain't it?
Oh, I'm not sure. What?
Well, he was like, Adrian. Like when after the fight, he was looking for his wife.
Wait, hold on. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You were muted.
Oh, I was saying that he was saying Adrian, like when he after the fight, when he won the fight, and he was looking for his wife.
And Rocky said what?
No, that's what the nigga was saying, nigga.
But he said to his son,
man, father, fuck you. All right. Apollo Creed is the best fiction. Yeah, shit. I mean, for real.
What Tank said? Let me see what he said. Oh yeah, Apollo Creed is the best fictional movie character in boxing history. Apollo Creed in his prime beats everybody. Yes. Yeah, you ain't lying, Tank.
Hey,
yeah.
Like that'd be hella dope if they could do some like a CGI type of shit where they can like do the Rockies and have everybody like get out again and like see who will win. So they had a poll on ESPN where they had Drago versus Cover Lane. Who y'all got in that fight?
I got Clubber Lang. You beat everybody. Brutal.
JB, who you got?
Clubber Lang. I can't go against him.
Yeah, man. I think.
See, when you got to realize, when we were younger, they would always prop up everybody else. They would always make Russian dudes like these undestructible forces, these robotic dudes, and undestructible, untouchable. And for me training, doing different martial arts and combat sports and like playing football and all of that, man, ain't nothing better than ain't nothing more fierce than a alpha black athlete. He fucking up everybody. So yeah, Clubber Lang whooped that ass.
You know he was on the juice though. We gonna have to do VADA testing for them two niggas. Cause juice. Russian cousins on that juice.
That's cool. Shit, we could all get on the juice. Shit. I ain't against somebody being on the juice. Just let both people be on the juice.
Nah, for sure, for real. I ain't.
Shit. Imagine Deontay Wilder juiced up. Shit. Come on now.
So yeah, man. I think these. I think the only movie I'm probably missing on here was Southpaw, but that's because she ain't have enough room on the picture to post it up. Dave Jackson, salute to you, my brother. Reg got something for us. He said the Cold War is why they painted the Russians in a tough image back then. Dave Jackson, salute. Rob G, appreciate you, my brother. All right. So, hey, DB.
Yes, sir.
So, if you had to choose, a movie off this list that you haven't seen, or you haven't seen in a long time, which one you gonna start with?
If I have to watch one like tonight?
I mean, not tonight's too goddamn late for that. I'm saying like tomorrow.
No. I'm saying that you said hypothetically, it would be Hurricane.
Okay. JB, what's the one you would watch?
I seen every movie on the list except the Don King one. That's the one I would pick.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, man. It had to be out of Hurricane and the Don King one, man, to watch again. It had to be out of them too. Man, so how did y'all feel about Undisputed? I know we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I think that movie is underrated.
Underrated. I mean, I don't know what movies are critically acclaimed and what the Rotten Tomatoes scores are. Like, I don't pay attention to that shit because it ain't like it's young black dudes in there giving those ratings anyway. So it's people that ain't in my age bracket. They not in my demographic at all. So we got two completely different ears and eyes, and our palates are different for what we like. So I don't pay attention to those. So I can't say if it was underrated or not because my people ain't judging it. But I enjoyed the movie. I think I had it on DVD, and probably had my son liked it when he watched it. And yeah, so I don't have no bad taste about it.
Okay, because I'm saying even in the chat, nobody's talking about it. So that's why I said that it's an underrated movie. Is my audio good?
Joe Sherman, right on point.
He said Raging Bull is a classic. Yeah, Raging Bull is a classic. Yeah, Raging Bull and Digstown are two that I didn't see until I think I was already in college. So I didn't see those movies at a young age like a lot of people did. But yeah, those are two good movies. Two great movies. Yeah.
I think who made I know we had a list the other day, right? When we did the tournament. Who made that list for us?
P Good did that.
P Good. Man, I wish he was in the chat right now because I have him do we'll do a tournament right now for boxing movies for real.
Yeah, when you put it together though, you got to get the brothers a chance. And if I didn't know we did this, I'd have went back and at least watched two of them real quick just to kind of refresh. Yeah, so we're gonna have to revisit it again. Not in a few days, probably in about a week or so.
Yeah, man. I think you're right, man. Because what happened was, man, I was trying to do a topic that shit the whole world wasn't talking about today. You know what I'm saying? You know, for the last couple of days, man, I've been doing topics that everybody in the world been talking about. I just wanted to get back and just have a conversation and just chill about something different. So that's why I kind of bring up the movie situation.
Yeah, the brother Joe Strummer said, y'all seen Kid Monk? Is that a movie? Is that a boxing movie?
I ain't seen that
Yeah, is that a boxer or boxing movie, Joe Strummer? Never saw it, never heard of it, brother.
either. Never heard of that, John.
Taylor Bell said, who's smoking? I hear somebody choking. Not me, bro. Not I. What up, Rob G Film?
So I got a question for y'all, right? Who's your favorite movie character when it comes to boxing movies of all time? We could take out the biopics and stuff like that.
Say it again. I didn't hear you clearly.
Your favorite movie character from a boxing film. We take out the biopics though.
Clubber Lang.
For sure. Big Tank was happening, baby.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Brother Tank.
Yeah, man. I was over here sitting back in the chat, but y'all talking about one of my passions, which is filmmaking outside of combat sports. Um, Filmmaking is a huge passion of mine, and man, when y'all mixing the two together with the topic of greatest boxing, films. Oh man, just had to tip my hat to my brother Kyle as I'm listening to him say, I'm trying to be creative with my content and put out something that ain't nobody else talking about. God damn, you hit the ball out the park with this one, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
so,
man.
So if you had to choose a movie, just off this list right here, that you haven't seen in a while, which movie are you picking?
That I haven't seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently watched most of them. I haven't watched in a while Undisputed, so by default, I'll probably pick that one. I have all of these movies except for Hands of Stone and the Don King movie on DVD. Like when I was putting in my 2 cents in the chat, I was literally just walking around my living room to my different DVD uh, uh, cases or shelves and just looking for my boxing section. No, pun intended, since we're on the boxing section. How apropos, right?
Well played. Well played.
You know what I'm saying? So I was literally looking at Undisputed, which I have right here on the shelf. The Great White Hype, you know what I'm saying? Gladiator, etc. I actually, like I said, I'm a movie buff, like you are, Kyle. I'm a real movie buff, so I don't let my content go to waste. So I spend time rewatching my stuff. That's why I said I just recently rewatched Hurricane, and that one is it tops my list, even though when you watch it, it's not really a boxing movie per se. There's boxing in it, and it's about a boxer, and I have it so high on my list because it's uh, it's a true story, and what happened to the actual person and his situation is what's compelling. So that's why I like that movie overall as a better movie. But the film Undisputed is a film that I think when people rewatch it as an adult, they'll have a better appreciation for it than they did probably when they first watched it as a teenager or whatnot. Assuming that's when you watch it, of course. But in terms of the cycle of the life of a boxer, I really like the Rocky franchise. People, uh, you know, they clown Rocky for for different reasons because Rocky is there's a lot of things in there that you can make fun of from movie to movie. Um, whether it's Sylvester Stallone uh, character, Rocky Balboa beating Apollo Creed, which when you watch the movie, it's like, yeah, no way, no how this would really happen. Uh, or him yelling Adrian after every fight, or how unrealistic the makeup is when he takes his beatings, et cetera, and the list goes on. But if you look at the cycle of the life of a boxer, there's probably no better arc in totality than the Rocky franchise. You look at the quote unquote humble beginnings of a fighter who's a fighter on the inside, but he has no training. He wasn't raised as a fighter. He had no formal training. He wasn't brought up in the fight game. In Rocky Balboa, but he has a fighting spirit about him. And he meets his trainer, and uh, he goes on, just a little circuit, locally in Philly, taking on some couple fights, winning a couple fights, which is raw talent, not raw talent, but like raw desire to win because of the fight that he has within. And his trainer Mickey is taking him around doing that. And you have your character that is Apollo Creed, who is the incumbent boxing champion, looked upon as the greatest world heavyweight boxing champion, pure boxer, puncher. He at the time of the first movie, he has all of the accolades, he has all of the money, he has all of the fame, and he's just looking for a little like what we would call today a cherry pick fight. And he ends up coming across Rocky Balboa, who's supposed to be just the little guy he's supposed to beat up on, but the fight in him makes that fight go uh, uh, way more competitive than it actually should have been. So the second fight, people are clamoring for a rematch, even though Rocky himself's not really interested in fighting Apollo Creed again. But Apollo is getting the fan backlash because the fans believe that Rocky shouldn't have been competitive with him, and there's something that they got to see. So he ends up fighting him again, and in the second fight, he loses to Rocky. Well, when the third movie comes around, the roles are reversed, and now Rocky Balboa is the fat cat. He's the boxer who, as they say in real life, is now sleeping with silk sheets, right? And he's the guy who he's kind of feeling himself. So when Rocky 3 is going on, and you see him at his media day workout, it looks like some of the guys today. You know what I'm saying? He just he he's he doesn't look like he's taking it as serious. The guy's getting movie roles, and that's where you get what's Hulk Hogan's character? I think it's like Thunderlips or something like that. Has that little spot in the movie. So you see a fighter at his pinnacle where he's not taking the sport as serious as he once was when he was hungry, i.e., in the first two movies. And then in that third movie, he gets in the ring with a guy who was his character in the first movie. This time it's Clubber Lang. As DB pointed out, you're talking about an alpha male who happens to be black. You know what I'm saying? So this is a brother. He ain't trying to hear nothing but fight me. Why you ducking me? You know what I'm saying? Get me in the ring, and I'm gonna do to you what you did to Apollo Creed. You know what I'm saying? He talking all that big shit. He even tell Apollo Creed, "You lucky you old and retired because I'd have gotten your ass too." You know what I'm saying? So it turns out not only is Clubber Lang too much of a force for Rocky in the ring, but you realize that not even his trainer Mickey believed that Rocky could win, and Rocky himself was afraid of the dude. You know what I'm saying? Once they got in the ring, of course they got to add the theatrical aspect of it and have his trainer, spoiler alert, get a heart attack and pass away during the fight. So that kind of distracts him because he doesn't have his cornerman in the ring. But what ends up happening, why I like Rocky 3, is not only because they brought it to LA, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the town, as my brother Kyle would call it, but we're gonna call it Southern California, the town in this one. But
Yes,
shout out
indeed.
to LA, shout out to LA, the capital of California, where
Yes, yes, yes.
they bring it back. Apollo Creed breaks it all the way down for Rocky, and he says, "Listen, you got a lot of fight, you got a lot of desire, but you don't know what the hell you're doing in that ring. I'm gonna teach you how to box, because in order to beat this guy, Clubber Lang, you got to know how to box. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I got the Mikey Garcia. I see something in him, and he's gonna gas out if you learn how to box. And I do it myself if I wasn't retired. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you the game. And then that's how Rocky ends up beating Clubber Lang. Is he confuses him, gets him to gas out because of boxing skills. That's why I say in his prime, speaking of movie characters and movie boxers, Apollo Creed beats everybody, including Clubber Lang, because he got what Clubber Lang has, but he also got what Clubber Lang doesn't have, which is that athleticism, boxing skill, moving around. If you go watch Rocky 1 and 2, you see Carl Weathers got these 1-2s. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? The nigga jab is crazy. His right hand is crazy. I mean, the footwork, all that. You know what I mean? But anyway, so then you go to the fourth movie when they both retired. Apollo and Rocky are, pretty much best friends. And you got the foreign invasion where you have, like Reggie pointed out, it was in the era of the Cold War themes, thematically. And then you have the quote unquote Eastern European guy coming over here on some juice, um, and he kills the American hero, which I think is still bullshit, but whatever. Because Rocky always got to have somebody in his corner that dies apparently for him to, get that quote unquote eye of the tiger. But that's neither here nor there. That's a repetitive beat that they use. But point is, he goes out now. He feels like he has to go avenge Apollo Creed's uh, death, and he goes on to beat Ivan Drago. But when the fifth movie comes around, you realize that that fight took out of him what a lot of fighters end up doing in real life is they get into these knockout, drag out fights, get hit in the head a little bit too much, and they have underlining issues with brain trauma. And that's what, when you watch the fifth movie, you realize that fighting Drago was something that he shouldn't have done because of the punishment that he took. And that's why I do like, I'm in the minority. I do like Rocky 5 with Tommy Morrison because it touches on those two aspects. What happens to a fighter when he goes too long, when he gets brain damage from being in those battles that he shouldn't have been in, and also it goes into how sometimes the fight game won't let you retire, and then have the Don King type character trying to pull Rocky back into the game, and then you also have that old trope of a fighter who tries to translate himself into a fight trainer. You know what I'm saying? An all-time great boxer who tries to be a trainer, and he's trying to train Tommy Morrison. You know what I'm saying? So it plays on all these different tropes that happen in real life, but in the movies. You know what I'm saying? Then you go on, of course, you have the Rocky Balboa movie where you're pulling him out of retirement because you have Antonio Tarver's character, Mason Dixon, saying that he ain't gonna get the respect because he wasn't the champion of yesteryear like Apollo and the Rocky was. So they have to bring Rocky out of retirement just to get that one off. You know what I'm saying? And then you go into the Creed movies, which deal with the next generation. So as a whole, I really like the franchise of Rocky that at best depicts the cyclical life of a boxer. Sorry if I was long-winded for anybody listening to that on the replay, but I had to break it all the way down.
No, we about to listen. We finna now we gotta listen now. Once a week we're gonna have a movie breakdown. Goddamn it, with Tank. Shit.
Hey, I'm with it.
Hell yeah, we basically want to watch. Hey, we want to watch Rocky right goddamn now at 1 a.m. Shit, I'm ready to watch. I'm ready to turn it on right now. So I got a question for y'all. Right, we're gonna start with JB, get to DB, and then back to Tank. Right. If it's a boxer right now that's come out with a biopic, right? Which boxer biopic would you want to see, JB?
I ain't gonna lie, this man need it. He not active though. Can I conclude him still?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bernard Hopkins. The reason I say Bernard Hopkins is because the man went to prison. He got out. He lost his first professional fight. Came back, became world champion, then became undisputed. Had like 20 title defenses. Became the oldest man in the history of the sport to win a world title. Bernard Hopkins all the way.
For sure. I ain't mad about that at all. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all. That's kind of where they came up with Undisputed, though. That's really how they came up with that movie, to be honest with you. DB, what you think?
Man, I was sitting back eating some popcorn when Tank was cooking. I was like watching the movie, getting a visual of it.
Yeah,
Tank was doing this. So let me chew this little popcorn. But it would have to be Deontay Wilder, man. Deontay Wilder, who started the sport at a late age. He didn't grow up like most boxers do. You know, boxing since they're 5, 6, and 7 years old, and those are the guys who become world champions. He started late. He was on a regular blue collar 9 to 5, country boy, goes into the Olympics, has all these knockouts. And the reason behind him starting to box with his daughter having spinal bifida and some health problems, excuse me, and going in and knock out all of these dudes. And even if the movie stopped at like at this point right here, we would all be waiting for the sequel, just like we're all waiting for the rematch. It would be Deontay Wilder. But secondary to that, I think even Anthony Joshua would have a good one, having his Irish and Nigerian roots there. And, you know, supposedly having these two different worlds that he was a part of, you know, being a part of this neighborhood, but having half of his family live over in a suburban area and trying to get in touch with his African roots. But because he's in the UK, it's just the whole story. And also being an Olympic guy and having this record and being this brute, I think his would be a pretty good story to watch too.
All right, Big Tank, who you got?
God damn. That sucks because I had Deontay Wilder was mine for every single reason that DB said. And I'm trying to think, but I don't even know if I can have anything to add to that because he touched on every single point that I wanted to make with the story that Deontay Wilder had all the way up until the point where I was going to say, even if you stop now, it would be compelling to see what happens next.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I'm sitting here on mute, like, God damn, bro. Thank great minds think alike. Because I was like, even if you stop now, to see what happens next, it's intriguing with D, and it's reality because right now, even his haters are like, well, what you gonna do next? So it's like a thing that people really do want to know what happens next. You know what I'm saying with this guy and his story is the only thing I will add is this. For about 11 and a half years, I worked in the industrial manufacturing industry, similarly to Deontay Wilder. His was, if I'm not mistaken, was with alcoholic beverages. Mine was with water. So I could totally relate to the fact that I could see him doing what he was doing, you know what I'm saying, on a daily basis, and then get him to the point to where he's like, damn, I'm going to college, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get this academic shit popping off so I can, you know what I'm saying, make a better living, but it's taking too long. My daughter got this situation right now, and I need something to do right now. And only thing he had was his belief in himself and his God-given ability of generating power. And he took that on to the national team, the United States Olympic team, and got the bronze medal in the Olympics, came out of that and had probably the most difficult task in all of sports, which is to bring the heavyweight division of boxing back to glory. he was tasked to do that. And in the midst of his film, you can actually also tell the story of Anthony Joshua, which was another thing that DB touched on. Um, but you can have that in the background because now you have you know UK USA, but it would be dope because both guys are what you want to what you call quote unquote black dudes. You know what I'm saying? Doing it, and I think that will make for a great movie. That these two brothers from each side of the pond brought the heavyweight division back to the map after you know after it lulled out a little bit. Um, but and that's because we were talking about the question was specifically current fighters who are active. But if I had to pick fighters who are not active, uh, one JB already brought up, it's got to be uh, Bernard Hopkins. He has one of the most compelling stories in all of boxing history. But I got two other ones too, and they're the last two uh, great fighters that we've had that have recently retired, and that is the story of Floyd Mayweather, who his story cannot be told without telling the story of his upbringing, of his father, who was you want to call it enforcer or a hustler or whatever you want to call it. Get it, then turning his brothers onto boxing, and then eventually getting their nephew and his son into boxing, and putting the Mayweather name in the annals of history forever and ever and ever in this boxing game. And then also my guy, Andre Ward. That story is a story that would actually sell and cross what they call quote unquote crossover because you know what I'm saying who his dad was. Um, a lot of people a lot of people in today's time have kids who are considered what they call today biracial, and that I think that would be even though it's an underlining thing in the movie, it would be something that people could relate to of this younger generation and seeing the hard work, dedication, going to the Olympics, getting a gold medal, um, all this after your father has passed away, and he wanted you to be as great as you could be, and he fulfills that by going with with one of his dad's best friends, who happened to be his godfather, and taking him to that pinnacle of the sport of boxing. So those would be great and compelling stories that would transition well on the theatrical level to me.
Hey Tank, that's great. I thought about the Andre SOG Ward. Mir put it in there too. But another thing that would kind of add that pop culture element to or component to it is adding that he found out through this whole paternity thing that he ends up being that Virgil ends up being the father of Keisha Cole.
Keisha Cole, yeah.
Yeah,
How
for
dope would that be? I mean,
dramatic
golly.
effect, right?
Yeah, exactly. Facts. There's
Yeah.
so much story there, you know what I mean? So, but those are boxes that are not currently fighting, but
Yeah.
they're fresh off of it. So I had to bring Money May and SOG in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the connection with Napoleon Kaufman. That's also another kind of oomph that they put in there too.
Shout out to my dog Mir, man. We in this thing.
And not to forget,
My brother.
my bad, not to forget for both the people that we named. I mean, that I named with Mayweather and SOG, Andre Ward, but a story of a movie that is eventually going to come out. This is from his own mouth. But the story of James Prince has to be told alongside of that because you're talking about a man whose life was a movie before, you know what I mean? They started making movies about people that was in the life that he lived and then turn it into um, one of the names you hear often when it comes to management in the sport of boxing, and that's James Prince.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's coming for sure. That's coming for sure. Now I got somebody just came up with one of the ones that I want to do. But I'm gonna give y'all one, and then we can go kind of in a row, and then we'll just do 5, and then if try to come up with ones that a list that we all can agree on. So first and foremost, I gotta go with the quote. She deserves the movie more than anybody, man. She's been through some shit in her life that the world needs to kind of know about. I think that'd be a hell of a story. Errol Spence Jr., another story that needs to be told, man. Come back from that car accident and still continue to fight. And last but not least, if he could just get another title, you know what I'm saying? If he could just get another title, Adrian, the Problem Bronner, I think that'd be a hell of a movie because of all the ups and downs he had. I think that'd be a hell of a movie. But I don't think there's a better movie than that, to be honest with you. Like if he can win another title and retire, oh man, the shit, it's in, man. It ain't no better than that. We ain't fucking with Tyson Fury, man. Nobody trying to see that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
AB got the whole hood with him. HOOD.
Hey, for real. Okay, so now we'll start with Tank, DB, back to JB. All right. We're gonna do 2 current fighters and 3 retired fighters that deserve biopics. And we all gotta, if you can't think of it, if somebody says yours, you gotta come up with some other ones. So we'll start with Tank.
You said 2 current fighters that deserve biopics and 3 current fighters that,
and then 3 retired fighters.
Damn, I kind of just did, right? With well, first I'll say with Clarissa Shields, the reason I didn't bring her up because they was working on hers before the pandemic, so that's coming soon. Ice Cube is going to actually be playing her original trainer, so that's something that I'm really looking forward to watching. Clarissa Shields biopic that's actually in the making. So I'm kind of thinking of biopics that have not even been, to my knowledge, put in production yet or greenlit into production.
My brother, salute D Hodges.
Currently, biopic. I already said Deontay Wilder. Clarissa Shields is getting one done. So I would say, there is James Prince from the management perspective, and another one. Oh, you said boxers. You said boxers, not boxing. Okay, my bad.
Boxer? Yeah. Let's just do
boxers.
boxing.
My bad.
That's all
I'm
good.
I'm thinking of story, so my mind always goes to storytelling when it comes to filmmaking. Okay, so boxers. I'll say probably Bud Crawford, and Errol Spence will be my 2 current boxers. Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. And for my 3 retired boxers, you said we can't use the ones we just named, right? So
no, I'm saying if you name them before, if you name them, then the next person got to come up with 3.
Okay, so I already did Floyd and Andre Ward, so they're retired, so they count, right?
Yep.
Because nobody else named Mayweather or Ward. Okay, so I got those 2, and then I'll say my 3rd retired fighter would be it has to be a biopic that hasn't been done, right?
Yep.
Damn. That throws out Tyson.
You know what? You could do if you think you can make it better, you could do the same.
Okay. I would say Tyson, Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson is an enigma when it comes to boxing. He'd be my 3rd person, and this is why. Mike Tyson is bigger than people think he is. Mike Tyson gets thrown away. The proverbial throw the baby out with the bathwater because how people view his the status of his heavyweight division peers at the time that he was at his height, and then when he fought certain levels of competition, we've all heard the story. As the story goes, is he lost when he stepped up in competition. there's truth and there's some truth and there's some exaggeration when it comes to those narratives because uh, there are people who suspect that all due respect to these guys because they're all legends. Hats off to them, but we're not gonna sit here and ignore that these stories came up eventually surrounding these great fighters, and that is that there's rumors that people believe that Evander Holyfield was doing a little bit extracurricular with the anabolic steroids, and then when that whole sting happened some years back, a decade or so back, when it had raided FBI or whoever raided, and his name came up in that raid. Uh, people they think back on that kind of stuff. So if you take that in consideration, outside of his uh, not taking the sport seriously in terms of his training preparation, when it came to the Buster Douglas era, post Kevin Rooney training him, uh, Mike Tyson, his next bout that he really got the dogs put on him was against Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? So, and when he fought Lennox Lewis, people, if you go like right now, if you listen to this on a replay and you Google the image of Mike Tyson in the ring versus Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson in the ring versus even Evander Holyfield, the very look of Mike Tyson is totally different. People would always say that Mike Tyson was not in his prime when he got beat by Lennox Lewis. So, as great as of a champion that Lennox was, and a gentleman that he was in the ring, I don't see any guys, whether it's Buster Douglas, Evander Holyfield, or Lennox Lewis beating Mike Tyson had he had Kevin Rooney. So telling those stories in the movie format would be very, very intriguing because you have to deal with all of the psychological aspects that Mike Tyson had to deal with, whether he was on lithium with his forgot his, I'm drawing a blank with the wife's name, Robin Givens, dealing with her mom, dealing with the fact that Don King came in, did what he did, and a whole bunch of other things that went into his decline from a mental aspect into the sport, and then going into if you listen to his stage play that Spike Lee produced, the fact that he was able to still walk after all the drugs and partying and the lifestyle that he was living, let alone still trying to fight guys like Dennis Lewis at that level, is remarkable and says a lot about his drive and athleticism um, that he has naturally. So those things will be intriguing to see told in a movie because the Tyson movie that was done with Michael Jai White, as much as I love him in that role and that HBO movie, it only went up to a certain level and then it stops. But we all know that even to this day, shout out to Deontay Wilder, but even to this day, Mike Tyson's name rings in boxing, and he's been retired for decades now, and he can still come out and put on a pay-per-view against another retired fighter and Roy Jones Jr. and still sell in a climate that tells us that you're not supposed to sell. So Mike Tyson would be my third fighter retired for a movie.
For sure. DB.
Man, that was good stuff, Tank. That was real good stuff. If they are active boxers, I will go first with Manny Pacquiao. His long and storied career of him starting as an atom weight and moving up through the ranks, and also his early life. His early life of his father killing his dog and him eating his dog because there was no food, and him doing heroin and sniffing lines and all of that. And then even once he got into hardcore into, so-called Christianity and all of the infidelities and the so-called children out of wedlock and, and just his fame, the Floyd Mayweather, that whole attachment, all of the so-called big fights that he had, dethroning Oscar. Hennessy sponsorships. I mean, there's just so many levels and layers to it. And he's got a cult following. So not only does the movie have a lot of different layers to it, but they're all gonna get behind him the same way they all pay for his pay-per-views. They'd all go watch his movie. So it'd be pretty interesting to see everything laid out, and it'll probably do good at the box office. Another person who I thought would be a very interesting one because of his journey and his path from Cuba, and then coming over here, being a phenomenal boxer, and being ducked by some of the top 25 boxers during their time. Guillermo Rigondeaux, I think that'd also be another great one. If for the retired fighters, I would say Hector Macho Camacho. That would be one to be pretty interesting and flashy. I would say Oscar De La Hoya, because
yo, props, goddamn it, that nigga, hey, hell yeah, that, hey, go ahead, bro, my bad, hey, man.
no, he good. Hector Macho Camacho though, and with his family life and bringing up his son into it. But then we have Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya with being from East LA, being the Mexican kid, the so-called shy kid, and not having great Spanish, and other kids making fun of him. And then once he got a little older in the Olympics and winning all these juniors and Golden Gloves, and then when he gets into his boxing career, once he's got big fights with the guys that are born and raised in Mexico, now he's looked at as like the gringos, sort of, like the watered down version of a Latino, having to obviously go through that. But you got to think about it too. They got to add in all of these sexual assault charges. In the 90s, he had 2 sexual assault and kidnapping case, and then he had I think 3 or 4 within the last decade. The drunk driving and stuff. So all of those things would add to the story as well. And then they can go into his promotions, and obviously towards the end of the movie they can add in Canelo and Ryan and that whole thing. But also when it goes from the boxing into the promotional side too, Golden Boy kind of made the same mistake that Bob Arum and Top Rank did. They had a lot of fighters, that Deontay Wilder and the Charlos, and a lot of phenomenal talent that they end up letting go because Oscar just didn't know how to run his business because he was too busy with powder in his nose. And I think the last one for me, it's got to be my paisano. You know what I'm saying? I got to go with the hometown, Ricardo Mayorga, El Matador. You know what I'm saying? Making his journey from Nicaragua, from the boxing side, from the mixed martial arts side, his antics with Sugar Shane Mosley and his wife smacking her own ass, the cigarette smoking throughout his training camps, never stopping smoking, and just being rough and rugged around the edges, and raw. I think that'd be another great one. But those are my 2 and 3.
JB.
My 2, one would be Amir Khan. For the reason I'll say Amir Khan, as far as active boxers, would be, for y'all didn't know, he was the youngest person ever to compete in the Olympics in 2004 when he won silver. Not only that, it's interesting because his family, his father and mother is originally from Pakistan. So just a deep dive into his religious beliefs and his amateur career, and then the professionals, getting knocked out by Bredis Prescott and then coming back and becoming a world champion. So I'll say Amir Khan for. And another one would be, my second one as far as active fighters would be Gennady Golovkin, because it's interesting because he was remainedly unknown for the whole part of his first half of his career until he reached his 30s. Like, people didn't know who he was. He was I think he won a silver medal at the 2004 Olympics in Athens. His upbringing, his country, Kazakhstan, was a part of the Soviet Union back then before they broke off. Two of his brothers, they end up getting killed in war. The government told them that they disappeared. But them 2 right there, though, they'd be interesting as far as the active fighters. Retired, I would say, man, Man, I'm gonna say I say Tito Trinidad, because he was the arguably he probably the biggest boxer to ever come out of the island of Puerto Rico. Interesting story. Resume speak for itself. His fight with Oscar De La Hoya, the fight he had with Bernard Hopkins at the press conference. He Bernard Hopkins threw the flag on the ground and stumped on it. Just his whole career remarkable. And the second I would have to say is, man, I'm gonna say Salvador Sanchez, because he died at 23, and already he had probably one of the greatest careers in the history of the sport. The fact that he beat so many greats, Azuma Nelson, Wilfredo Gomez, and he did all that only by the age of 23. Not only did that, just outstanding, just remarkable. The fact that he did all that at such a young age, and the fact that he died such a tragic way at age 23 in a car accident. So I have to say Salvador Sanchez.
Okay. J.A. Dixon. Don't worry, bro. I'm already on it. Who's your last one?
Hey, can I add a deceased? I mean, I know it's not a category you asked. You said retired and active, but deceased, because he brought up Salvador Sanchez, who's my favorite Mexican fighter of all time. I would say Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson has to have a biopic. That has to be told. The story has to be told. He's from my mom's hometown in Galveston, Texas. Um, there's so much that needs to be told in terms of the climate of the time, the climate in Texas, let alone the climate that was around him as he did what he did, being the first black heavyweight world champion, that was able to fight against Caucasian fighters. That has to be a story that has to be told, because I think today's generation needs to know where all this flashiness came from, where having the grill in your mouth came from, driving the flashy cars and having the flashy coats and the money and the fame, and the bad chicks at the time, uh, thumbing your nose up to society and how they felt, uh, doing it how you want to do it, because you're the champion of the world. That story has to be told. So if you had to add a category of deceased fighters who need a biopic, Jack Johnson has to have his biopic.
I think they're working on that right now, Big Tank. Just like the Carissa Shields, I think they're working on that right now. You hear me?
Yeah, we.
Okay. So
Facts.
my active fighters, of course, I'm going Adrian Broner, Errol Spence Jr. Since there's not on the table, Chris Shields, of course, but like you said, they're making that one. So my three the three retired fighters, Roy Jones, Sugar Ray Leonard, and George Foreman. Those are mine. I think George Foreman, after losing to Ali and then working his way back, one of the oldest heavyweight champions of all time. I mean, you can end the movie right there, right after he knocked out Mikey Moore. You can end the movie. Roy Jones, I mean, just being on top of the world, man, and winning the heavyweight championship, and then falling from grace after Tarver. But then coming back and going out not on top, but a winner. Yeah, so Sugar Ray Leonard, I mean, that has to be done, man. I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard, if you just look at the Hands of Stones movie, if you just look at that one, you could just see the movie would be so dope. You would have Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearn, like that shit it'd be insane. We shout out to some of the homies real quick. We got Cletus back in the house. Salute to you, my brother. Matrix R, salute to you too, brother. Appreciate y'all coming through, stopping by, kicking it with us, man. Appreciate that. And if we're gonna add, we'll add a deceased. We're gonna add a deceased category, and I would have to go with. Because you already said my Hector Camacho. That'd be the one I want to do for sure. But the dude that killed his wife, we was talking about him the other day though. But he was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao, and then he ended up killing himself or something like that. It'll probably be him. DB, who's your? Well, you already said your deceased one, even though. Yeah, so those are cool. Those are cool.
But I would say that they could probably. I was just thinking about it right now. Probably do one on the Black Murderers Row.
Yeah, Diego Corrales. That's who I would. That's what I would choose. Diego Corrales would be the one. Yeah. Appreciate y'all in the chat. Who would you have? DP, my bad, man. I ain't mean to step on your toes.
Oh, it's all good. I like being cut off. I would say the Black Murderers Row. So Charlie Burley, Lloyd Marshall, and all those dudes. I think that would be a real good one, actually.
For sure. Man, those would be some good Bob picks, man. Those would be some good ones, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It wasn't a bad one. It wasn't one that we wouldn't watch. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Ray Robinson would be a good one to put on there. If it ain't too far. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't too far.
Big facts. It's dangerous though because fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. Well, Ray Robinson is dangerous because we have an affinity for him in the ring, but when you look at when you are a boxing nerd like myself who watch like all these old documentaries, it comes out his what white folks call their demons that was surrounding him when it comes to domestic abuse. It's something that if a biopic happens, they would eventually touch on, and I would not want to see him get tarnished in that way. But at the same time, I couldn't see myself doing it if I was to do a film about him, not shedding light on his admitted abuse of women physically, and that would be a hard one, tough one for me because of those reasons. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of sisters. I have a lot of sisters and a lot of nieces, and that's a real tough one for me. I don't deal well with domestic abuse. That's why I'm talking about proven stuff. I'm not talking about rumored and things like that. So for you guys who want to come at me, what about Floyd Mayweather? You said Mayweather. Those are accusations, and the accusations, whatever. But anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. But that would be my only thing is when you deal with biopics, you don't have to put them in there, but they're a part of his legacy. For example, with people didn't like the critics of the NWA biopic didn't like the fact that they left out Dr. Dre's Michelet story part, and also his interaction with D Bonds, things like that. But when you talk about Ray Robinson, you're gonna have to go into his marriage life, and that's kind of tricky to talk about that without talking about the other aspect of it. You know what I mean?
For sure. I understand that. But it's kind of, it'd be like Ray. You know what I'm saying? It'll kind of be like that. When I think of Sugar Ray Robinson's story, that's what I think about. I think about Ray. You know what I'm saying? That's the
fact.
Yeah. Oh, but
we're all flawed though. You know what I'm saying? We flawed people. Nobody's perfect. But when you have somebody that's dead and gone, and like you said, like Ray, was kind of like halfway. He was alive still as they was making that film, so he kind of had a lot of say so on how he was depicted in the film.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, but Ray Robinson is long gone, so he can't defend himself, and all we have is the documentaries. So it's just a tough one, though. It's just a tough one for anybody to have goddaughters like myself and nieces and a plethora of sisters and things like that. It's just a rough one to sidestep in a biopic anyway.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Hey, Kyle. Yeah, I gotta drop off. I got about 8 minutes before baby girl go to work, so I need to go step away for a minute. But if y'all still cooking in about 15 minutes, I'll jump back. But for right now,
we was finna get the last words out, my brother. So you can
all
give
right, cool.
last words and then we out.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, yeah, peace to the brother Kyle, man, the boxing section, TBS. Thanks for the platform and allowing brothers to come on and fellowship and get our boxing talk off, get our boxing fix for the early morning, as my brother Tank would like to say. And yeah, peace to Jay Dixon, man, the brother Mir, SF City Slicker, no Cali in here deep, to Robert Brown, and of course the panel, my brother, the Sweet Science Examiner Tank, and my brother down the 10 freeway, my brother JB, the silent assassin here on the panel with us too, man. The brother Yova, he said Edwin Valero. Yeah, that was it. Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens, Matrix R, Dave, Jack, Cletus Smith, man, and the rest of the family in the chat too. Y'all can catch me on my channel, DB, or y'all can catch me on my other channel, Barbershop Conversations. So look forward to another chat, one more sleep, and we get some extra sleep tonight, and catch up soon. Peace and love, family.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
Yep. JB.
Oh shit, my bad. Salute,
Yes.
Kyle, the boxing section, man. You already know. Salute. Salute my guy Tank, DB that hopped on the whole chat. Hey, though, City Six, he stole mine. That's what I was gonna say. I told Gotti, but salute though.
For sure. So
Yes, sir.
yeah. So you guys give them JB or what?
Shit, what?
Them the final words.
Oh yeah.
Okay, for sure. All right, take us home, Tank.
Yes, sir, man. Please, blessings and respects to everybody in the chat. Stay with us and started off this day right with the new #1 morning show, that be the boxing section, to start the day off right. My brother Kyle hosting this dope platform. Appreciate you, King. Jason Brown, JB, appreciate you always in your insight. And my brother DB who jumped on. You already know, brother. Always appreciate your insight, wise words. Um, everything you say, bro, is always coming across loud and clear, and the wisdom is always felt. I really do appreciate sharing thoughts with you brothers, man, and even the sisters that come in periodically. But it's just a thing where I'm probably going to end up sounding like a broken record. But just for you guys listening on a replay, um, it's always a blessing to be around intellectual black men who can articulate themselves, but still keep our masculinity intact and talk the way we talk our shit the way we talk our shit, like only we can do it. Excuse me, but then still be able to break shit down the way we can do it articulately and eloquently. So, you know what I'm saying? It's always good, as they say, for iron to sharpen iron. So, peace and blessings, everybody. Um, Follow me by Googling the Sweet Science Examiner. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. But also this week, starting tomorrow, or I'm sorry, excuse me, starting later on tonight, at about 7:25 LA time, we're gonna start reading the book, The Spook Who Sat Behind the Door. The Spook Who Sat by the Door by Sam Greenlee. And it's gonna be on my other channel, Tank Obadiah TV. So if you have not subscribed to Tank Obadiah TV, make sure you get over there. I'm gonna try to put it in the chat before Brother Kyle closes us out, because we're gonna try to get some of this good old information in from time to time, like we were doing on Reggie's channel. We're just gonna try to switch off from here and again, between myself and Reggie, because we want to build up my channel as well. So this week we're gonna start today reading The Spook Who Sat by the Door by Sam Greenlee. So once again, that's Tank Obadiah TV. And of course, sign up to this to this actual YouTube channel as well, The Sweet Science Examiner. And we just gonna keep building one brick at a time. Peace and love to all y'all, family.
For sure, man. I appreciate y'all for contributing to another great show, another great topic. I mean, I appreciate everybody in the chat that came through, showing love today. Man, we back at it tomorrow, man. So, like I always say, man, keep your foot on these niggas' necks at all times. It's always a treat when players meet. Another one like the other one, same super heated, man. I'm gonna get with y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all for stopping by, coming through, staying up with us late night. I gotta be at work early in the morning, so I had to sacrifice. So I had to try to, you know what I'm saying? I kind of started later than I wanted to start, but I had to make sure I kept it going and stay consistent. So, I mean, I appreciate y'all for being consistent with me and always hopping on. Shout out to my dog, man, Sir Reggie Owens, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, Mir, Dave, Jack, YV, Mr. P. Salute to you, my brother. J.A. Dixon, SF City Slicker, DB, Rob Brown, of course the panel, Matrix R, Cletus Smith, Husher Slim. We got my boy Joe in this joint. Let me see who else we got. D Hodges came through. Appreciate you for coming through, man. On a late night on the Eastern Standard Time. Taylor Bell, appreciate you for stopping by. Gump 88, salute to you too, my brother. Let's see, man. Let's see where we at with it. For sure, Dave Jack. Peace and blessings. Hezzy Slim, my dog. Reggie On, salute to you, my brother. E1K, it's all good, man. Salute to you, my brother. Get the watch it on the playback. J.A. Dixon, man. Salute to you too, my brother. All right, y'all, man. We're gonna get with y'all tomorrow. Hopefully, man, y'all can get to one of these movies, man, so we can kind of get it going. So I guess we'll watch either Hurricane or we'll watch the Don King movie, man. So just pick one of those to watch. And tomorrow night, man, we can elaborate on that a little bit. If something crazy happening in the boxing world, we'll touch on that. But until then, man, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to Tank's other channel. And let's get his subscribers up. Let's get these subscribers up. Hit that like button on your way out. Appreciate y'all. See y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.